Hello, everyone. This is Pamela Brewer. What you are about to hear is an extension of the conversation with Adrienne Miranda, the mother of Joseph Miranda, who at 19 years old was killed, brutally killed, in what has been cited by some as an accident, but which mother and many others clearly contend was murder. What happened to the spotter? Is the spotter still here?
He's never been arrested. He's never been anything. He's never been. He actually asked the one who was supposedly the lead investigator when he met with him again in his police car in a bank parking lot, and this was about a month after, and he actually asked him, "Am I going to be arrested?" Because he does say that there was pushing, and yet the investigator, when I met with him and my family met with him just 2 weeks after Joseph was killed, he said no one ever touched my son. This was before I saw any police reports, and I said, "How do you know?" And he said, "Because I asked." And I said, "Well, please ask again. Please ask again." And when we asked to see one of the photos so we could understand how Joseph lay underneath the bobcat, and if he could please, somehow print it and cover Joseph up. We were afraid of what we might see.
Right.
We wouldn't have the heart to look at it or the strength to look at it. So he did that. And when my family and I saw it, nothing made any sense, Pamela, nothing. And we asked him, the tire is behind Joseph, and clearly Joseph was backed up over. Why do you keep saying forward? And he just looked at us, puzzling, and he still wouldn't release the names of the two people involved, the driver and the spotter, and I still put my faith. I was raised to respect, police and firemen and all, and I put my trust in them. And I asked him to please ask again. I said, "There's something else that is going on here." And we all agreed. The physics made no sense whatsoever when we actually saw the bobcat, the space between the tires, the undercarriage. It made no sense. Joseph having no broken bones below his neck. And then he ended up being a liar. I mean, if you would have been present at that July 11th, 2007 closing meeting, they lied directly to our faces. Mm-hmm. My brother and I almost fell off the chair. And WBAL and WMAR, they aired it. They were wonderful. They aired the news story as well as the Sun, the Baltimore Examiner, Towson Times, people writing the story. But the medical examiners, when they had changed it from accident to undetermined with a strong possibility of homicide, and the police never told us that. They never told us that.
Extraordinary.
So I asked to meet myself with the medical examiners because I knew nothing was adding up. It wasn't making any sense, and they did agree to meet with me. And they had sent a letter, even that day, to the Carroll County state's attorney, because again they're thinking Joseph was killed in Carroll County. There's no Carroll County like police, like we have Baltimore County police.
I see.
In Carroll County, who calls on any kind of incident or occurrence are the Maryland State Police, and the owner knows that.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so the corruption runs so deep. Pamela, it runs so deep. And I have an FBI agent, one good man, a Christian man, who has stayed with me for these past 7 years and is with me today. And he said to me, "Adrienne, it's all true. Shout it from the mountaintops." And he emailed me the story of David and Goliath. And he said, "You were up against a giant, mm-hmm. but you use your skills and your unique talents that God has given you, and you will see miracles happen, just like David used the stone and the slingshot."
Adrienne, do you worry? Do you worry for your physical safety or for your family's physical safety?
I actually, many people, Pamela, have asked me that, and somehow, and again, it's through my faith, I know that God is protecting me. I know that He is. And my faith is so strong that if something were to happen to me, certainly, I know my son would say, Mom, continue in your life and be happy, Mom. And, I'm with you. I'm with you always. Joseph is with me always. He hears me. I hear him. I receive signs from him. But whenever the Lord is ready to call me home, I'm ready. But I do believe that there will be a greater good, Pamela. There will be a greater good from this. And wherever my Lord takes me, I will follow. I will follow. And because this FBI agent has stayed with me and he has put certain people in my path, God has, that I am not afraid. And worry, in the Bible they tell us not to worry. Worry doesn't do anything for us.
That's true. That's true.
And so I just, I am in constant prayer. I'm a person that I'm trying to not move on, because move on to me sounds like you're moving away,
right.
But move forward with.
Right.
Move forward with. And that is with my God, my Lord, my Holy Spirit, my Joseph. And these people that there are good people, but there are also people that are evil, and like you say, greedy, and they are self-centered, and they only care about their own aspirations, their own whatever it is that they can obtain in this life, like self-centeredness. And it's sad. It's a sad, the world that we live in, Pamela, as you know, when you turn on the news, it's so sad and horrific what is happening around the globe.
It's astounding. The other thing that I think about that sort of stuns me is the amount of rage that it would take to take a teenager, a young child, mm-hmm. and literally throw him mm-hmm. Under the 5,600 pounds of steel.
Right. He threw him into it, and he knew when it was coming back, and he knew the exact moment from behind. Joseph didn't even know it was coming.
Joseph didn't know it was coming, but this guy was standing there seeing it happening.
Oh, absolutely.
And how do you do that to a child? How do you do it in that way to anybody, but certainly
right.
to a child?
And he was Joseph's age, same age.
And then
same
walk
age
away.
As Joseph.
That's a very scary man.
Yeah.
He's a scary man.
That's someone who is a sociopath. He had no remorse, no conscience, nothing. He actually, when he was asked by the one investigator, what did you hear when it happened? Well, he said, it sounded like a squished watermelon.
Oh.
Who says that? Who says that, Pamela?
Nobody.
And what I'm saying is that, this one good attorney, God bless him, Keith Trufer, God bless his heart, he knew everything, that I was describing was true. So did the FBI agent. He knew, and he was able to depose him, the killer, and the owner, and this person from Nosh, who, when he arrived, never touched the Bobcat. He never even touched it to see if it had a backup alarm, if it was working, he never touched it. He just walked around it and then went and talked to the owner. And I had ended up finding out from asking for the employee list of the names of the people that worked. Do you understand?
I do.
And he also had two people who weren't on the list that I know, based on the police reports that I received, based on the cell phone numbers that I received from I asked and ordered from Verizon for Joseph's cell phone list of the calls that were made to my son's cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one number that I didn't recognize, and I knew there were two people, and I ended up finding out that these two people who weren't on the list were also employed with the federal government.
Oh my!
It's just
it's ugly in all kinds of ways.
Absolutely, and there is no doubt that they killed my son, covered up my son's death, disturbed a crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are evil wrongdoers, and they are exposed in the book. They are exposed. I use a different name, except for other people that said, Adrian, please use my name.
Okay.
The delegate, please use my name. The
Okay.
good attorney, please use my name.
Okay.
And the medical examiners, Adrian, use our name. They said to me, Adrian, this is unprecedented, that these prosecutors are going against our facts, our science, our physics, and our evidence. This is unprecedented. They were completely against and in opposition of the medical examiners of this state and the chief medical examiner. Why?
That's extreme.
They're not doctors.
Right.
It's all. I was offered $2 million to shut up and go away. I mean,
interesting.
It's so distorted. It's so distorted,
right.
and it's there's so much deceit, and there's something very, very ugly at the core of all of this.
If you would like to hear more of this conversation, please go to mindtalk.org, myndtalk.org. You will find the broadcast, They Killed Her Son, which is more of her story. And if you would like the book that Adrian Miranda has written about all of her struggles to bring her son's killer to justice, is entitled The Scent of My Son.